The last myth for today, number 13, can be summarized as follows. Black holes are objects made of a special substance, and the event horizon is the material surface of these bodies, and you can chip off a little piece of it and keep it as a souvenir. I do not know exactly where this myth came from. Still, on our old Telegram channel, we very often received questions about what a black hole feels like to the touch, what it is made of, and how black holes can have different sizes if the event horizon is immaterial. What we see in images of black holes is not the holes themselves, but their shadows. When an object collapses into a black hole, it compresses into a singularity, which, in the simplest case, is a point and therefore has no size. Around the singularity, an area forms in which the curvature of spacetime is infinite. Nothing can leave this area, including light. The boundary of this area is called the event horizon of the black hole. This is an immaterial boundary in space from beneath which light does not escape. It is the diameter of the event horizon sphere that is usually taken as the size of the black hole. Because the event horizon does not let light escape, it is impossible, in the literal sense of the word, to capture it with a camera. Still, in its place in the image, we can see absolute darkness, so when people talk about an image of a black hole, they call it a shadow. And what about the matter beneath the event horizon? Well, when matter compresses into a black hole, its density and properties change. First, it becomes neutronized. That is, protons merge with electrons forming neutrons. Then the neutrons merge into a single hole, and the object begins to consist of bound quarks. There are even hypotheses about the existence of such quark stars that never became black holes. Based on this, it seems pretty logical to assume that this process should continue, and as a result, the black hole will simply consist of some special particles. And in fact, that is what happens, but not quite in the way people imagine it. As a result of the compression, a single particle effectively appears, called the singularity. The point is that particles are, in essence, clumps of energy, and as compression proceeds, the boundary between them disappears and the clumps merge. This continues until they form a single clump, compressed into a point. The separate particles disappear, forming a singularity in which the very notion of a particle loses its meaning. Therefore, it is not correct to say that a black hole consists of some particular substance. At the same time, I have considered the simplest form of a singularity, simply a point.